Ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize for my voice, which I have contracted after an operation, but it will be over soon. I would like to thank you all as well for your sincere interest that you've shown to this very important topic. You've listened to Dr. Orhan Çekiç and have seen the film, the document Serkan Koç has given to us. I have to explain that Serkan Koç did this with very, if any, support to him. He worked day and night with his team and tried to bring a light to genocide of truth. DVDs and books will be available during the reception after the meeting, Q&A session here. And please remember your friends or associates or anyone that you believe that these books or DVDs or the information will be useful to. Due to limited time, the organizers would like to have questions to the point, and if I can get your written questions, I will put them in an order and make sure that they will be answered. The historical section will be answered by Dr. Çekiç, and any question related to the film will be answered by Serkan Koç. We will need in your questions to Serkan Koç, I will correct them separately, and we will have his answers interpreted. Thank you for your patience. I would like to start with Celia Kerslate's question, if I read the family name correct, from Oxford University. Why did so few of the deported Armenians return to their homes in Anatolia after the end of war?
Yes. The reason why they were not few, but there were 280,000 people returned back home. So, during Lausanne, İsmet Pasha, representing Turkey, said very openly that those Armenians who were deported or relocated, if they want to come back, they can come within 1 year, within a certain period of time. It was 1 year. Whoever wanted to come back, they can. What is the proof of it? Turkey and Istanbul was under the occupation of England. They were there. And returning Armenians were settled when the British people were there. British Army were in Istanbul. They were the witnesses as well. So they returned. Even some people going from Erzurum didn't like to come back to Erzurum. They were asked whether they should come to Erzurum again. They said, no, rather than going to Erzurum back, we like to go to Bursa. They were settled in Bursa. So, again, if you visit Turkish or Ottoman archives, you can see the documents of theirs. Because when I say, so many people came back, why would you believe me? You should see it in the archive again, which says, most of the archives or documentations in the archive signed by British people, because they were the boss in the city. So, I don't know the question, but I can say that not a few people turned back. 280,000 people turned. Why didn't they? What happened to the other one? We know that 500,000, almost 500,000 people went to America. Can we ask why they preferred going to the United States? No, you can't say that. They just left for the United States. Some of the people had run to Russia. They made a mistake. They, let's say, they give money to, let's say, gendarmerie. They thought that rather than going to Aleppo, escaping or running to Russia would be a better alternative, and they preferred going to Russia. But Russia was itself in hunger. For that reason, finally, it's something I can say that there were not a few, but they turned. The number is this, 280,000.
Orhan, thank you for the explanation. Are you satisfied with the answer that you received? All right, no comment. There are many questions. I would suggest that let's keep to the time in order to keep up with in order to reach all the questions. There is a question from Tuba Tashova. Turkey was the land of tolerance. What we can do next to improve our relationship with Armenia? What do you think protecting Armenian heritage in Turkey? This is a very good question. For example, the ruined entry city of Ani.
Yes, okay. Thank you for the audience who asked this question. In fact, I like to establish peaceful relations between Turkey and Armenia, of course. That road is not closed. I think not the great powers, but these two states, like Hrant said before his death, these two states should sit at the table and solve their problem themselves. If there's a problem between Turkey and Armenia, this problem will be solved by Turks and Armenians. It's very clear. And as I said again, don't forget that the party running Armenia today got the power by using weapons in the parliament. They killed half of the cabinet. If you remember the dates, years ago, how they came to power, you see this scenery. So their hands are bloody. It is so difficult to try to come to a peaceful solution with such an idea. But again, we must do our best. As our president, said, let's solve the problem ourselves. Then I believe that Armenian people will get the benefit of it. We can easily help them. We can open the trap zone for them. They can open their, whatever they are producing to Europe. Insisting on saying that you are the committer of Holocaust, if there are some Armenian people who are our friends living there, is it giving any benefit to them? Let's say Garb is living there, Garo is living there, Solomon is living there. But this discussion continuing in two states is not giving anything to them. They are poor people, 40, 45, even 80,000 Armenian people are now in Turkey. They are working at their houses. So there's no problem with the Armenian people and Turks. Otherwise, they shouldn't come to Turkey. Rather than coming to Turkey, they should go to Russia. Why don't they go to Russia and they prefer to come to Turkey? So we must think about this. Because they don't have any problem with us. But Armenian state has got a problem with us. Because they gave the promise to them that they will solve this problem. They will add the eastern part of Turkey to Armenia today. They will never and ever be able to do that anyway. So I wish we could shake our hands in peaceful matter, and I wish we should solve the problem in a peaceful way, but I doubt it. So,
There's a question regarding Jane Corbyn's program on BBC on 15th of April this month. This is the program about killing Christians. And in this program that took place in Mesopotamia, and it was covering Iraq and ISIL-related program, but totally out of any context or content, she mentioned about Armenian genocide in the region. I'm afraid Orhan Bey didn't watch this program. He will not be able to answer, but you say that you have written the BBC. I did as well, and I believe that Mrs. Nelson also have written among other friends of ours here. And we're still waiting for an answer to be given. Then there's a question from John Nelson. Was the problem imperial powers? Was that not the problem of religion?
yeah. Also.
Which one?
Yeah.
Or both?
I think both. In fact, when Turks entered Anatolia 1,000 years ago, so this can be an answer to the previous guy who was asking the question for Ani as well. Ani was not destroyed by Turks, by the Turks. You know, just 25 years before us, before our coming to Anatolia, Byzantine Roman, they came to area. Anyway, all Anatolia was under their occupation. So they were the boss anyway. They came to area, and there was a lordships, Armenian lordship over there, and they expanded, or they relocated all the Armenians living in Ani and in the area and destroyed everything, including one.
Sorry, can I just say something? I think the problem is, for example, we are protecting Ephesus. We do lots
Yeah,
of-
that's right.
Yeah, but we don't do anything for Annie.
Yeah. No.
There's major reconstruction.
Yeah, I mean, in fact, you're right. We must do more. And but you mustn't say that we are not doing anything. We did many things in one. If you remember, there's a church over there as well. We opened it to public. So that means Turkish side is, trying to shake the hands of Armenian side. But if Armenia continues that way, then perhaps they give up doing the same thing that they did in one in the other areas. So Armenia should take a step as well. These are mutual things. If you continue your enmity, because we know that in Armenia today, the boys 13 years old are stepping on Turkish flags when they were playing in the playground of the schools. Today they are doing this. If you continue for your enmity, then you cannot expect from Turkish government to do everything for the Armenian culture, Armenian church. But I'm with you. I agree with you. We must do more. But again, I'm saying that we are trying to do our best for doing more and more.
I would thank you for the answer. Are you happy with the answer?
Well, the question came from me.
Yes.
What I was trying to highlight in my question was the question of religion in this issue.
Yeah.
Because I feel that there is a conflict between the Christians and the Muslims.
Yeah.
And I feel that
Yeah, I was there, yeah.
in our discussion, there is like an elephant in the room, and it is religion. And very often religion encourages and foments conflict between people.
You're
And
right.
if there is a lesson to be learned out of this, and I hope we go away with moving on, it is to get away from religion, which is,
You're right.
is holding us back,
Exactly.
holding the people back.
Yeah. Yes. Then I had started, then I couldn't finish my sentences. When Turks came to Anatolia, all European countries, all Europeans, all Westerns said that we have a problem. They named the problem Eastern problem. What was the Eastern problem? There was an empire, Ottoman Empire, established in the East, and Ottoman Empire was an Islamic state. So that empire, Ottomans, Fatih Sultan Mehmet, Mehmet the Conqueror, conquered Istanbul, which caused a big problem for all European countries. And when Turks fought against any state of Europe, the war was not between two states, but between Christians and Muslims. Christians always put the matter in this way. So, when we came to the First World War, let's say, I mean, very briefly, 600 years, Ottomans ruled all Europe. For more than 400 years, Turks ruled Greece. If we wanted to ban them to talk in Greek, let's say 1% of the Greek population, would be banned to talk in his own mother language, then in 100 years' time, none of them should be able to speak Greek today. We run this country for more than 400 years. So 4 times they should believe, they should live, and they should forget their own language. But we didn't do so. We didn't do it. We didn't do it to Serbians. We didn't do it anybody. And on the contrary, Fatih Sultan Mehmet sent a firman to them saying that I am sending you a Pasha governor. But don't forget that I'm ordering him. He will never and ever touch at your religion, activities, beliefs, etc. and your mother language, etc. He is not allowed to do that. If you see that he's doing so, complain not to him, but to me. Write to me, to Islam. So I'm trying to say that, Turks are very much, they show their tolerance. They are tolerated people. This is what I believe. But you are right. In the end, this problem became a problem between the religions. So Christians and Muslims, this is of course the most difficult side of it as well.